Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi zidni ilman, Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahlan wa anta taj'alul hazna shi'ta sahlan. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Before we start our paper, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us. We are doing math IGCSE February March 2022 variant 2. So as you can see, the question over here, it says that find the cube number, a cube number. A cube number is any number that you multiply 3 times. For example, if I say 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1, the answer is 1. It's a cube number. If I say 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, the answer is 8. This is also a cube number. If I say 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, the answer is 27. 27 is also a cube number. And if I say 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 4, it's 64. 64 is also a cube number. Now in this question, from the list, you had to identify or write down a cube number. So in this list, we have the number 27. Why? Because 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, we are multiplying 3 times. So the answer is going to be 27. Part B says find the prime number. A prime number is any number that is divisible by itself or is divisible by the table of 1. Alright. For example, 2 is a prime number. 3 is a prime number. 5 is a prime number. 7 is a prime number. 11 is a prime number. So in this question, the prime number that we have is 29, because 29 can only be divided by 1 or the number 29 itself. Moving on to question number 2, it says find v minus y. What is v? Let me zoom in it a bit so that it's more clear. What is v? V is basically minus 1, 3. We have to subtract, so we subtract it with y. What is y? 2 and 5. Look, minus 1 minus 2, that's minus 3. 3 minus 5 is minus 2. So the answer is minus 3 minus 2. Simple subtraction. Moving on to part B, it says 2 multiplied by v. You will just write 2. Let's write v. It's minus 1 and 3. 2 multiplied by minus 1 is minus 2. 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. So the answer is minus 2 upon 6. Simple multiplication. Now moving on to question number 3, it says on the Venn diagram shade the intersection of A and B. Intersection basically refers to the common point. Alright, it refers to the common area between two separate Venn diagrams. So if we just have to shade it, we will shade this point. So this is the intersection of A and B. Moving on to the next question, it says write down the next number in the sequence. First of all, let's find the difference between these numbers. So as you can see, the number is decreasing, so it's going to be negative. How much is it decreasing by? So 17 minus 23, 17 minus 23, that's negative 6. Okay. Then 11 minus 17, that's also negative 6. So now the numbers keep on decreasing by negative 6. So 5, we will also subtract 5 from negative 6, we get negative 1. So the next number in the sequence is going to be negative 1. Moving on, it says find the nth term of the sequence. Look, if you guys ever want to find the nth term, we have a formula which is a plus bracket n minus 1 multiplied by d. A basically refers to the first term. A is the first term. N is basically the number of term that we are finding. We don't know n right now. D is the difference between the terms. So now let's solve it. A is the first term. As you can see, the first term is 23 plus n minus 1 multiplied by difference. Difference is what? Negative 6, because the difference between each set is negative 6. So 23 plus Negative 6 multiplied by n is going to be negative 6n, and negative 6 multiplied by negative 1 is going to be positive 6. Now what do we do? We expand the bracket. So 23 plus 6 negative 6n, 23 plus 6 is 29, 29 negative 6n, and that is your answer. Moving on to the next question, it says factorize completely. Now look, whenever we talk about factorization, it is in a way to take out the common. Now if you look, let me zoom it in a bit further. If you look, what is common between 8 and 2? The common between 8 and 2 is the number 2, because 2 can be divided by 2 and 8 can also be divided by 2. Okay. What else is common? It's g. Look, over here it's g, over here it's g. So I take out 2g as common. Because I took 2 as common, 8 divided by 2 is 4, and I will not write g again with 8 because I already wrote g outside. Minus g. Why did I write g over here? Look, 2 has already been cancelled out because 2 is outside, and g square basically means g multiplied by g. We already wrote 1g outside, so only 1g will remain inside. So this is the answer to question number 5. Moving on to the next question, it says without using a calculator workout. Alright, so first of all write this down, 4 upon 7 divided by 8. Next step is 4 upon 7. Basically divided by 8 means 8 upon 1. This divide will become into multiply, and we will reciprocate. 1 will go up here, 8 will come down here, so this will become 1 upon 8. Now make your life easier, guys. 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8. So this becomes 1 upon 7 multiplied by 1 upon 2. The answer is 1 upon 14. Moving on, we have the question solve. This is very easy. What you have to do, 15t, alright, bring this t to the left hand side of the equation. Look, this is equals to. So bring this t to the left hand side of the equation. The sign will change from minus to plus, and it will become plus t is equals to 4 was already there, and we shift 8, so it becomes negative 8. 15t plus t is 16t is equals to negative 4. T is equals to negative 4 divided by 16. 16 goes down and it's divided, it's a divisor. T is equals to negative 1 upon 4, because 4 1s are 4, 4 4s are 16. Moving on to the next question, it says 25 minus 2u upon 3 is equals to 2. So 25 minus 2u. 3 will go up here and multiply with 2. So 2 multiplied by 3. 25 minus 2u is equals to 6. Okay. Let's shift 25 over there. So this becomes minus 2u is equals to 6 minus 25. Minus 2u is equals to, this becomes minus 6 minus 25 is 19. So this becomes negative 19. Look, negative will be cancelled out. So 2u is equals to 19. U is equals to 19 divided by 2. U is equals to 9.5, and that is your answer. Moving on to question number, it says 0.3 square, give your answer in standard form. First of all, 0.3 square means 0.3 multiplied by 0.3. You guys can use a calculator if you want. Like here you go, 0.3 square. So that it's basically 0.09. Okay. Now we have to write 0.09 in standard form. So look, first of all, we will go 2 decimal places forward. 1, 2. So this becomes 9 multiplied by 10 raised to power negative 2. This is how you give answer in standard form. Moving on to the next question, it says solve the simultaneous equations. You must show all your workings. Okay. So first of all, what we will do, we will use elimination method over here. Write 3x minus 2y is equals to 19. Now, which number would you like to eliminate? Not number, which basically variable, x or y. So let's say I want to eliminate y. So I will multiply the second equation with 2. So this becomes 2x plus 2y is equals to 6. The reason why I multiplied with 2 is because this became 2y. So now 2 can be eliminated. Okay. 3x plus 2x, that's 5x, is equals to 19 plus 6 is that's 25. X is equals to 25 divided by 5. X is equals to 5. Once you have the value of x, plug it in any equation. It can be one or the second one, first one or second one, it doesn't matter. So let's plug it into the second one because it seems a bit easier. X plus y is equals to 3. 5 plus y is equals to 3. Y is equals to 3 minus 5 because 5 went there. Y is equals to negative 2. And that's how you solve simultaneous equations. Moving on to the next question, we have in the diagram AB and CD are parallel. AB and CD are parallel. The lines CB and AD intersect at x. AB is 3, AX is 2, BX is 2.7 and CD is 7.5. Find the length of BC. Basically they are asking you to find the length of BC. This whole thing from B to C. So first of all, what you guys need to understand that these two angles are alternate. So this small triangle, we will remake it like this now. Alright, we will remake this small triangle like this. So this is basically B, this is A, this is X. Alright, so AB is 3, BX is 2.7 and AX is 2. Now find the length of BC. This is the small triangle, the one over here. We made it into a small triangle, and the large triangle is this one. X, C, D, 7.5. So what now you guys understand is that CX, alright, CX is basically equivalent or same as BX. So we will write CX is equals to BX upon CD, alright, CD is equivalent to BA. Sorry, let me write BA. Now let's plug in the value. CX, we don't know the value of CX. BX is 2.7 upon CD is 7.5 and BA is 3. Now we cross multiply. So 3CX is equals to 2.7 multiplied by 7.5. Let's check this. 2.7 multiplied by 7.5. It's 20.25. Okay, this is 20.25. Okay. So 3CX is equals to 20.25. 3 will go there and divide. So 20.25 divided by 3, that's 6.75. So CX, let me erase it now for you. CX is basically this thing is 6.75. Alright. But the question is not asking you for this. The question is asking you for the entire length of BC from B to C. So this is 6.75 plus the extra 2.7. So 6.75 plus 2.7. Let's add it. 6.75 plus 2.7. This turns out to be 9.45. And this is your answer. Moving on to the next question, it says find the highest common factor. You have to find the highest common factor between 12x raised to the power 12 and 16x raised to the power of 16. So in this question, basically, first of all, we will take HCF of 12 and 16. So 2 6 are, 2 8s are, 2 3s are, and 2 4s are. Look, now we cannot divide 3 and 4 by any same number, so we will stop. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. Okay, so 4, and what is the highest common you can take in x raised to power 12 and x raised to power 16? It's x raised to power 12. So the answer is 4x to the power of 12. Moving on to the next question, it says in a regular polygon, the interior angle and the exterior angle are in the ratio 11 is to 1. Okay, find the number of sides of this regular polygon. Look, first of all, interior plus exterior angle is equals to 180. If this is in the ratio 11 is to 1, so 11 plus 1 is basically 12. So we will do 180 divided by 12 multiply by 1 because we are finding the exterior angle. This turns out to be 15. Now this 15 is the exterior angle. If you guys want to find the number of sides of the polygon, the formula is 360 upon n is equals to exterior angle. 360 upon n is equals to exterior angle. We already know the exterior angle. Exterior angle is 15. 360 upon n. So n will go up and 15 will come down. N is equals to 360 divided by 15. N is equals to 24. So the answer is 24. Moving on to the next question, it says the diagram shows a speed time graph for part of a car journey. Calculate the total distance traveled during the first seconds. Okay, whenever you guys need to find the total distance, just consider these into shapes. This shape is basically a rectangle with the base 8 and the height 10. So we will just do 8 multiplied by 10. Plus we have another shape which is this triangle. What's the base of this triangle? It's 2. What's the height? It's 10. So you will do half multiplied by base multiplied by height. 2 and 2 gets cancelled out, so only 10 remains. So this turns out to be 80 plus 10. 80 plus 10 is basically 90. So the answer is 90 meters. Okay. Moving on to question number 14. Question 14 says the diagram shows a sector of a circle with center O, radius 9, length of the chord PQ is 6. Calculate the length of the arc. Okay. So first of all, let's make this. First of all, how do we even find the sector, the arc length? The formula is x upon 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. That's the formula. So now this side, but we don't have the value of x, which is this. We need to find the value, this angle. So if you were to look at this, it's like this. X, 9, 9 and 6. Alright. So how do we find this angle? We will use cosine law. Alright. We will say cos theta is equals to 9 square plus 9 square minus 6 square upon 2 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 9. Alright. We subtract the angle subtract the length that is opposite the angle. So then theta is equals to cos inverse this whole thing, which is 9 square plus 9 square minus 6 square upon 2 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 9. So this turns out to be 38.9 degrees. Alright. Now, like I said, you will now use this formula. X upon 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. Okay. So this turns out to be, we had 38.9. 38.9 upon 360 multiplied by 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by r. R is the radius is 9. Go over here, come to the calculator, let's plug it into the calculator. 38.9 upon 360 multiply by 2 multiply by pi multiply by 9. So this is 3.11. That is your answer. So the calculate the length, arc length, sorry, not 3.11, sorry, 6.11, yeah, 6.11. Okay, next question, we have to simplify this. So in order to simplify, first of all, this would basically become 3125 raised to the power 1 upon 5 and w 3125 multiplied by 1 upon 5. Okay, just go to your calculator and do this, go back, write 5, 3125, so that's 5 w and 3125 divided by 5, 3125 divided by 5, that is 625. So w raised to 5, w raised to the power 625. That's it. Question 16. It says y is inversely proportional to x square. Inversely proportional means this, y is equal to k upon x, but this is x square, so we will write square. The first two values are already here. Use them to find the scale factor, which is k. K is the scale factor. So y is 2 is equal to k upon x. X is 3 square. So 2 is equals to k upon 9. Okay, k is equals to 2, 9 will go up there, multiply by 9, k is equals to 18. Okay, now let's solve it. So what will we do now? Y is equals to 18 upon x square. What's the value? 2. Y is equals to 18 upon 2 square. Y is equals to 18 upon 4. So that is y is equals to 4. So y is equals to 4.5, and that is your answer. Moving on to question number 17. The first question is basically find CBD. Basically they are saying find this angle CBD. Okay. Look, if you look, CBD basically comes from C and D. This angle B comes from C and D. And the angle A, this angle also comes from C and D. So if this angle is 42, this other angle will also be 42. So this means angle CAD is equals to angle CBD. So CBD is going to be 42 degrees. Alright. Moving on to the next part, which says angle ACB. Basically, let me erase the previous one. They are saying angle ACB. So in this question we will use something called the alternate segment theorem. If you look, this angle is 55. So angle ACB is also be going to 55 degrees. Now the question says angle A, let me erase this, the previous one, angle ADC. Okay. So if I were to erase these lines, imagine I erase them. Alright. I erase these lines. You can see that all the 4 points of this shape are touching the boundary of the circle. So this is basically cyclical quadrilateral, which means that the opposite angles are equal to 180 degrees. So as you can see, if I do 180 minus 85, that is going to give me 95. If this angle is 95, in order to find D, I would do 180 minus 95, which is 85 again. So that's how I find angle ADC. Next question says find the angle BCD. Okay, so basically they are asking you to find this angle BCD, this whole thing. Now look, BCD is opposite this whole angle, and if I were to find this small angle, I would be able to find C as well. So in order to find this small angle, let me make it for you like this. C, B, and let's call this x. We already know that C is 55, A, C, B is basically 55, so it's 55. Just so that you guys know, I have made this angle over here right now, this one. We already know that B was 95 because 180 minus 85 is 95, and this is x. So 55 plus 95, it is equivalent to 150. 180 minus 150, that's 30. So turns out this angle, this very small angle, is 30. Okay, so this whole angle is 30 plus 42 is 72. Now in order to find this C, I will do 180 minus 72, that's 108. So that's how I get the answer, 108. Now in order to find PAD, if I were to zoom it in, you can see this is a adjacent angle because it makes half a circle, right? I already have 42, I already have 30, I already have 55. I will add all of them up, 42 plus 30 plus 55, and then I would subtract it from 180. So it's 53. PAD is 53, and that's how easy this question is. Moving on to the next question that we have over here is, it says two solids are mathematically similar and have volumes of 81 and 24. The surface area of the smaller solid is 44. Okay, first of all, we will write the volume of the bigger one. So that's going to be cube root of 81 upon surface area of the bigger one, which we don't know. So surface area large is equals to volume of the smaller one, okay, upon surface area of the smaller one. Now we will cross multiply basically. So this turns out to be surface area large is equals to cube root of 24. Just give me 1 minute. Surface area, yeah, not cube root of sorry, cube root of 81, because you'll understand, cube root of 81 multiply by root of 44 upon, yeah, upon cube root of 24. Alright, now what you guys have to do, you have to remove this cube root as well. So you would square this whole thing. So you will square this whole over here as well. Now what will we have to do? We just have to plug it into the calculator. So cube root of 81, is it 81? Yeah. Multiply by square root of 44 upon cube root of 24 whole square and square 99. That's how you get your answer. Now moving on to question 19, find the values of x when 6x plus y is equals to 10 and y is equals to x squared minus 3x plus 10. Okay. For this type of questions, I like to use a technique called plug and play. So basically, plug and play basically means make y the subject. Y is equal to 10 minus 6x. You have this equation, right? Y is equals to x squared minus 3x plus 10. So instead of writing y, just write 10 minus 6x. 10 minus 6x is equals to x cubed minus 3x plus 10. Then we have x cubed minus 3x, this 6x will go there, plus 6x plus 10 minus 10. Okay, simple algebra. X cubed and yeah, x cubed, don't forget to write is equal to 0. X cubed plus 3x is equals to 0. Now take x as common, so this becomes x plus 3 is equals to 0. So x has two values now. Either x is equals to 0 or x is equals to negative 3. So yeah, they were just asking for two x values. If they would have asked you for two y values as well, You would just plug these values into this equation. Moving on to the next question, it says find the nth term of each sequence. Okay, first of all, let's find the difference. The difference over here is positive 1. Then we have a difference of 7, like 7 minus 0. 26 minus 7 is 19. And 63 minus 26 is, let me check over here, it's 37. Now we will find the difference once again. So the difference is 6, 12, 19 minus 7 is 12, and 37 minus 19 is 18. We will find the difference once again. So it's 6 and 6. Now since when we talk about the third difference, both are same, we will use a formula, which is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Alright. You can also call this as star, square, triangle, and circle. Now the formula is 6 multiplied by a is equals to the star, 12a plus 2b is equals to the square, 7a, let me make this, 7a plus 3b plus c is equals to the triangle, and a plus b plus c plus d is equals to the circle. Now 6 multiplied by a is equals to star. Star is 6, I told you guys. So a is equals to 1. Then 12 multiplied by 1, because a is 1, plus 2b is equals to square, which is 6. 2b is equals to 6 minus 12. 2b is equals to minus 6. b is equals to minus 3. Okay, perfect. Then we have 7a, which is 7 multiplied by 1, plus 3b, which is 3 multiplied by minus 3, which is minus 9, plus c is equals to triangle. What is the triangle? Triangle is 1. So in order to find the value of c, we have 7 minus 9, which is minus 2, plus c is equals to 1. C is equals to 1 plus 2, c is equals to 3. And lastly, now we need to find d. So the value of a is 1, value of b is minus 3, value of c is plus 3, plus d is equals to 0. This gets cancelled out. D is equals to minus 1. So now, like as I told you guys, we will be using this equation, ax cube. So we will basically say a is already 1, so x cube, b is negative 3, 3x square, c is 3 plus 3x, and d is negative 1. Also, one mistake I made, this is not 0, sorry, this is not 0, this is circle, and circle is also negative 1. Alright, circles is also negative 1. So d is actually negative 2. How? Negative 3, positive 3 gets cancelled out. I send this negative 1 over there. Negative 1 is negative 2. So d is actually this, negative 2. So this is going to be your answer. Moving on to the next question, we have, this is n is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the first value is 24, the second value is 12, the third value is 6, the fourth value is 3, and the last value is 1.5. Now if you notice something, these all can be attained when we multiply them with 3. So for example, if I multiply 3 with 1 upon 2, that's 1.5. If I multiply 3 with 1, that's 3. If I multiply 3 with 2, that's 6. If I multiply 3 with 4, that's 12. And if I multiply 3 with 8, that's 24. Now if you notice what is happening, look at these numbers. We are raising them to a certain power. How? If I say 2 raised to power negative 1, that's 1 upon 2. If I say 2 raised to power 0, that's 1. If I say 2 raised to power 1, that's 2. If I say 2 raised to power 2, that's 4. If I say 2 raised to power 4, that's 2 raised to power 3, not 4, 3. That's 8. So as you can see, the powers are actually decreasing by 1. So we are multiplying 3 with 2 to the power of what? To the power of 4 minus 1. Why? Because the biggest power is 3 and 4 minus 1 is equals to 3. So that's how you get this question done. Question 21 says a car travels 14 km correct to the nearest kilometer. So that basically means plus minus 1 upon 2, 1 divided by 2. This takes 12 minutes correct to the nearest minute. That is in minutes also it's plus minus 1 upon 2. Now calculate the lower bound of the speed of the car. If you want to calculate the lower bound of the speed of the car, the distance needs to be less and the time taken to complete the distance should be high. This would mean that the car was very slow because we are calculating the lower bound of the speed. The speed needs to be very slow. So speed is equals to distance upon time, which is 14 minus 1 upon 2, lower bound of distance and upper bound of time, which turns out to be 1.08. Moving on to the next question, it says the diagram shows a triangular prism ABCDQP of length 7. The cross section is PAB with PA is equals to 4, AB is equals to 5, PAB is equals to 90. Okay. Calculate the angle between the line PC. Okay. Which angle are they talking about? If I were to make a line, they are talking about this angle. This. They're asking you to find this angle. Now how we will find this angle? In order to find this angle, first we need to know what AC is. So first of all, we will find AC. AC square is equals to 5 square plus 7 square. Let's just use the calculator to make our life easier. So under root 5 square plus 7 square. Under root 5 square plus 7 square, let's find that out. Under root 5 square plus 7 square, which is 8.6. Alright, we have 8.6 now. Now if you look at it, we can easily find the angle. How? This side is 4. Let me make it over here so that you guys can easily see everything. B, C, A, this side is 4, AC is 8.6, and now we have to find the angle X. So this is opposite and this is adjacent. Opposite and adjacent comes in tan, so I will say tan X is equals to toa, which is 4 upon 8.6. X is equals to tan inverse 4 upon 8.6. What's tan inverse 4 upon 8.6? It's 24.9. So the answer is 24.9. Alright, let's move on to the next question, which says simplify. Okay, this is very easy. First of all, how do you solve this question? You guys can use a calculator, and yeah, let's see which okay. So basically in this question, let's go to mode because I never use it using this. Let me see. It's equations, and then we have the number 3. Alright, so the first number over here is 5, the second number is minus 19, and the third number is 12. So it says x is equals to 3, which means x minus 3. Alright, and the second is 4 upon 5. Alright, which basically means 5x minus 4. How? X is equals to 4 divided by 5, right? 5x minus 4 here. Moving on, x square minus 9 is x plus 3, x minus 3, x minus 3, x minus 3 is cancelled out. So when we simplify, it's x minus 4 upon x plus 3. That's how you solve this question. Moving on to question 24. So the probability of James hitting a target is 1 upon 3. So that basically means n is equals to not hitting. When you if you're you have an opportunity, either you don't hit it, not hit, plus either you hit it. So that's basically x plus 1. Alright, hit it. Now the probability of not hit is 2 upon 3 raised to power x multiplied by 1 upon 3 raised to power 1 is equals to, because we don't know how many nth tries there have been, but the result is 64 upon 2187. Okay, what we will be doing now is that 2 upon 3 raised to power x is equals to 64 upon 729, because 2187 divided by 3 is 729. We will now use log function, log 2 upon 3, 64. So this turns out to be 64 upon 729. We will get the value of x. X is equals to 6 once you use your calculator. Alright. Now the probability was not hit plus hit. So x plus 1, so 6 plus 1 is equals to 7. Moving on, we have the question, find f inverse x. Okay. So first of all, y is equals to x cubed plus 1. Then we have basically make x a subject. X cubed is equals to 1 minus y. Of course, we will not let x remain in this state. So x is equals to, we will cube root both the sides. Cube root of Alright, I just realized there was a small tiny calculation mistake. Not calculation, the mistake I have made is of sign. So sorry, I'll do it again for you guys. So y is equals to x cubed plus 1. Okay, we shift, instead of shifting x cubed there, we shift the 1. So x cubed is equals to y minus 1. Alright, x cubed is equals to y minus 1. Of course, we will cube root this side. So x is equals to cube root of y minus 1. And that's how you solve this question. And since we have to write it in f inverse x form, f inverse x would turn out to be cube root of x minus 1. Alright. So, yep, this is it for the lesson today, and I hope you all were able to understand. If you guys have any questions, you can always mention them in the comments below. Bye bye. See you.